YouTube, welcome to another The Sims 4 Not So Berry Challenge bonus episode. Alright guys, I've been really looking forward to this one. So today's bonus episode is a build episode, if you can't tell. And we are remodeling the Caliente and Lothario. When The Sims 4 first starts out, we know that the Caliente sisters and Katrina live with Don Lothario in one lot. Y'all should know by now that I have deleted Katrina. Bye-bye. And Dina and Nina now live in one lot, and I moved Don into his own household next door. So I wanted to go ahead and recreate their homes in The Sims 2. I do believe they live right next door to each other in The Sims 2 on 170 and 150 Main Street, if I'm not mistaken. So what I did was I had took photos from The Sims 2 of their houses and their floor plan. I got them off The Sims Wikipedia. I was like low-key debating like loading up my own copy of The Sims 2, but sometimes that takes like 8 years and I didn't have the patience for it. So I was just going off of what I had available, the pictures I had available to me, which don't worry, I will put those in this video at the very end just so you can kind of see what it did look like in The Sims 2. And then I'll also throw in my signature like screenshots of the build I made. So want to start this out by saying, what the heck, dude? What the strangest thing ever. I get that it was the early 2000s. I get it. But man, were there some cringe choices in there. Oh my goodness. I think these homes are very poorly lit. And they're very not decorated. So, needless to say, this didn't take me that long, right? The only major key difference I make here in the Caliente home is in The Sims 2, this stairway that's leading up to the deck is open in The Sims 2. We know in The Sims 4, if I leave that open, weather and elements are going to get into the house and it's going to be messy and it's going to be gross and whatnot. So I did have to add in like a little like hallway room there with a door just to close off the stairwell area right there. I do try to keep everything else accurate to the Sims 2 build. There are a few things that I just literally could not let go. So I keep the doors black because in the Sims 2 it looks like their windows are black and then their doors are white. And I'm just not about that. So I wanted to keep the doors black as well. Interior doors are still white, but exterior doors black. Then they have awful flooring on the first floor. In The Sims 2, and I was like, nope, I'm just gonna continue the wood on down. I think there was just like a lot of carpet, and if you don't know how I feel about carpet, I'm not vibing with it all the time usually, so I did have to step outside of my comfort zone to match these a little bit, but my gosh, I remember being, like 11 years old playing The Sims 2 and thinking like, these houses are so cool. Like, they built them, they're so talented, they're so cool. And now I look back and I'm like, what is happening in Don Lothario's kitchen room? Spoilers, you're gonna see it here in a second. Like, what? Also, no, why is there just so much empty space in Dina's bedroom? So much, just wasted space. Everything's clustered all together in one area, but whatever. I'm not gonna try to, unbury a hatchet with the Sims 2 team. Like, so there's that. But all in all, I don't know, man, this was just so fun and nostalgic for me. Like, I was literally going off the pictures and I was like, cool, 2 lounge chairs and a stereo system right there. Boom. I love that in both houses they have hot tubs and bars outside on the balcony. I do like the Caliente's deck and patio upstairs more than I like Dawn's deck and patio upstairs. It's just like Dawn just has like random like chairs and table like thrown about and like, I don't know. He does have that telescope, that darn cursed telescope that we know Bella was looking through the night of her disappearance. Cursed. I almost like didn't want to put it in, but I did. Whatever. I do end up putting a bunch of windows in that stair hallway. I don't know. I kind of hate it a little bit, but I was like, what? I want to be like, it doesn't exist. So might as well put as much glass as I can as possible, right? I don't know. It's just, SOS, help me. I don't know. But is that wood flooring from the vampires kit pack thing? Because it was perfect. Because in The Sims 2, it's like diagonal. It looks so good. I love it. The Caliente Sisters kitchen is also quite tragic. So is their living room. No, guys, it's so bad. I can't wait for you to see it on, like, all done. Like, you're just gonna be like, what the heck? Like, icky. It's so icky, but I don't know. I feel like maybe a future video for the channel could be where I go in and, like, treat it like a shell challenge almost, where I keep the bones of the house the same, but I go in and I could, like, you know, remodel it, renovate it to where it, you know, it makes more sense. Because wowie, is it just a hot mess from start to finish, I'd say. Absolutely insane. Since these are really basic, don't have that much decoration, I think I mentioned before, like, it took me like 90 minutes tops to do 2 houses. 2. Like, I was like, do I really need to, like, and that was me, like, going through, like, swatches of, like, tile and whatnot, too, to try and find the one that, like, matches as, like, closely as possible, and the same thing when it comes to furniture when I start placing it, like, 90 minutes. Just to show you just how minimalist, we'll say the word minimalist, that these homes are. But I do, oh man, it just made me super nostalgic to play through this. You have seen on the channel a couple weeks ago, I did do an Oasis Springs makeover for the families and whatnot, and I did make Don Lothario and Nina and Dina Caliente look like their Sims 2 versions of themselves, as closely as I can. Granted, you know, like, maybe I failed because I really couldn't find a dress for Dina that matched, but whatever. Now's not the time to get into that. The cheeky little flower bushes right at the entrance, I was like, oh, look at that. I probably should have put a palm tree or something on the other side, because there are palm trees between their property and Dawn's property. But that was like an aspect of The Sims 2. Do you guys remember, like, The Sims 2, like, neighborhood builder? Where you could, one, drop lots along the street and whatnot, so you have as many lots as you want. Which I know we were able to do that in The Sims 2 as well. We could even free place lots. Excuse me, in The Sims 3. We could even free place lots in The Sims 3. R.I.P. Like, R.I.P. that, man. I do miss that. Like, sometimes I do get upset that I'm like, why can't these lots be closer together? Why can't I drop whatever lot I want in? But, okay, whatever. Besides the point. But in The Sims 2, like, neighborhood builder, there were, like, scenery items that you could drop in and whatnot, including, like, trees and, like, billboards and stuff. I'll never forget that in Pleasant View there was the coastline, and they had the waves that you could place there, except I didn't know what I was doing, because I was a child, and so instead of, like, the waves coming into shore, like, if this was the shore, they were, like, going this way. Like, it made no sense, and I knew it didn't make any sense, yet I continued to place them up along the entire shoreline. But hey, I had a hot air balloon. I had, like, a lot of those, so. Pleasant View was my, like, favorite neighborhood to play in The Sims 2. I know Ronaville had, like, the whole, like, Monty and Capulet, Romeo and Juliet storyline, which was fun for me. But Pleasant View is just classic. I remember The Sims 2, like, Prima official game guide, which I actually have a digital copy of it now, which is, it brought back so many memories. I remember I would start multiple saves and whatnot, and I would, like, play it based on their recommended, like, okay, we're gonna start here with the Pleasant family, we're gonna make the dad cheat with the maid, and they're gonna come home and they're gonna be sad, and then here's what you gotta do for when Cassandra Goth and Don Lothario are engaged, they're gonna get married, so if you have Don come over to do the wedding, like, he's gonna leave her at the altar unless you try to boost up their romance bar a little bit, and oh my god, I remember I used to have so much fun with that. And then do you remember when Dina was, like, a gold digger and she wanted to get with Mortimer? I remember in one version of my game, I had that happen, which is, like, tragic to think about. Tragic. Because here's the thing. It's not a secret on this channel that we all know that I think the Caliente sisters are sketch. Okay? Like, it's just, the evidence stacks up. Okay? Like, tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me why I'm wrong. You can't. You really can't. They're sketch, okay? Sketch, the very least. Very minimum. Doesn't mean I don't like them. Like, I still be rooting for them time to time. You know what I mean? And I think maybe that's why. Maybe that's where it stems from. Was because I was, like, pro, like, you know, Nina, or excuse me, Dina getting with Mortimer. I try to remember, like, did I have Dina get with Don Lothario? Nina get with, oh my god, I've mixed up Dina and Nina's names 1,000 times already. Apologies in advance. But man, maybe I tried to, I remember I did try to domesticate Don Lothario a little bit. Make him settle down. Which is probably the worst thing for that man. But what can you do? Here we are, getting to the awful, awful living room that I mentioned before. Man, it's just so bad. And then, like, I picked this tile because it was as close as I could to what's actually in the house in The Sims 2. I don't know if it's tile or if it's like a carpet that they put in, but it's definitely not a rug. It's just, why is the spacing so off? Also, it was like really funny too for me to like go in and see like the TVs and the computers that they had in their homes. Because oh my god, I remember having TVs and computers that looked just like that, like big and bulky and boxy. Man, I'll never forget. I kept one of those old computers like from like Sims 2 times from my childhood when I was in elementary school, and I was able to keep it, and it was in my room through high school. And I remember I had a friend come over and she was like, "What? Like, what is that?" And I was like, "Oh, have you never seen an old computer with like a full box crate stuck on the back?" Oh, good times, good times. Oh, and we are officially onto Dawn's house. Dawn had a little bit more going on out front. There's like a little flower bed thing. And maybe I remembered incorrectly, but low key, there is no extra like sidewalk tile right where you see the actual sidewalk, the slabs I put down, the flowers and other slabs. Like, I think you used to be able to like build out on that first tile. I could be wrong. Please correct me if I am wrong. But from the pictures, I was like, oh, like you could place stuff down there. Like it had like a border on it. I was like, we can't put borders on that. Like, no. So a little, if that is correct, a little jelly. Like, you know what I mean? But also, as I was building this, I also realized, like, do you remember in The Sims 2 when we wanted to like shift things by one tile, and it very much wasn't, you know, move the room. It was very much delete, 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 replace, carry over. Like, wow, we really like went through it. We really did. Kudos to us. This one, I forget, he has like a section of his deck that comes off, and like there's an overhang there a little bit, and I got confused and tripped up by it for like a quick second, but I figured it out. Smart enough. Go me. And just like the Caliente sisters' homes, I do take just a few little liberties to make it look cooler. There's that door on that extension right there. In the game, I think it's like wood and has like squares on it. I was just like, no, it's gonna match all the other doors in the house. Like, it can't just not match. It's rude. I also realize at some point here very soon that I didn't make the house wide enough. It needs to be a few more tiles wide. Or excuse me, it needs to be one more tile wide. I hope I do figure that out soon. Also, it is questionable, but from the floor plan picture, I think it's a bookcase, but I can't tell. So I just threw in a bookcase. You'll see right by the front door, so to speak. His kitchen does have like a black and white checkerboard tile. I thought we had one like that was pre-built like that, where it was like, you know, like 4 squares per tile. I must be wrong, or stupid, and who knows. Couldn't find it, so I had to like do my own checkerboard, so to speak. Also, there's only one like square window, or maybe is there 2 doors in Dawn's bedroom to the deck? I literally helpless. I couldn't figure it out. So once again, just kind of guessing, putting in whatever I felt kind of like vibed well. Here I am extending. Perfect, perfect. Excuse me. Houses are so boring. They're putting me to sleep. Dawn's house did have that picture, like that painting, that work of art of Bella Goth from The Sims 2 on the wall. And I want that so bad in The Sims 4. Like, it doesn't exist, right? Like, I tried looking for it. I couldn't find anything similar. So I'm like, damn, maybe I need to go in and make some custom content so we could have that Bella picture in our builds. The window placement in these homes I think it's better in the Caliente home, but like Don's house, I'm like, this window's tragic. Tragic. Like, I kind of like am going back and forth and like double checking. I'm like, really? Like, for real? You know what I mean? God, him and Dina both have the red carpet and the red painting wallpaper. Oh, it's awful. There's like pretty similar beds. Like, they're basically, like, I feel like him and Dina are just like two sides of the same coin. They're just like meant to be, you know, buddies, maybe a fling, who knows. This is that same exact flooring that we see in the Caliente sisters' house. I'm pretty sure Dawn originally had like red carpet in the living room. Couldn't do it. I really couldn't do it. I tried to. I don't think I was able to. I think I do end up changing it. Then also in his like long kitchen, it's like half blue. Is it carpet? And then the black and white tile? I literally think it's carpet. And you'll see me. I like hesitate and I go back and forth and I was like, no, this is my interpretation. It's my interpretation. Yep, there it is, the wood, because I was like, absolutely not. Also, another case of why with the lighting? Why? It's so bad. There's like 2 hanging lights in each room and like 1 wall sconce, and it's just so poorly lit. It's awful. Also, interesting floor plans in the Caliente sisters' home. The only bathroom is upstairs, and it's the Jack and Jill bathroom that the sisters share. So, you know, no half bath downstairs for guests. And then in Don's home, the only bathroom is his full, I guess it's a 3/4 bath, but his full bath downstairs. So he has to inconvenience himself in his little loft bedroom and go downstairs to use the restroom. I don't know. Once again, maybe a thing that I could go in and I could touch up in a future video of making these homes better. Obviously, I would keep the structure of the outside same. Maybe I'd doctor up the windows a little bit. Who knows? What am I doing? See, here I am contemplating blue. So glad I didn't. It's also kind of like, oh. Also, I remember this in The Sims 2. Your desks were like 2 tiles, like these are, but the computer went on 1, and your chair was slotted into 1, and you still had an extra slot. I remember I used to, like, in The Sims 2 University, I'd put the desk, and I would put 2 chairs, and one would be, like, the table that they used to eat at, and one would be the computer. And I'm just like, wow, the versatility that we used to have. Who would have thought? Also, questionable, does Dawn have a stove, an oven, in The Sims 2? Because from the top-down screenshot that you're going to see here in just a few moments, it didn't look like he had an oven or a stove. It looked like it was just the fridge, the sink that you're going to see me put down here very momentarily, and the microwave I just put down. Explain it to me. Like, really? Like, really? Also, I finally go in and I fix this flooring here momentarily. Because, truthfully, I did not notice this entire time. Also, once again, an odd placement for the table and the chair. Just really odd. The placement of objects, especially in the Caliente sisters' house, like the bathtub, so strange to me. I don't know. I don't get it. There we go. Fix that. Again, random little lights. Here I am putting in a bookcase because I think that's what was there. I struggled to find him a bed that I like, that kind of matches. Because his was that pattern that had like circles on it. I don't think there was like a close enough match. And it was like kind of like purple burgundy, but couldn't do it. Once again, random placement of objects. We're putting down the bar here, and then there's just like a random table and 2 chairs. And that's the way that they're facing. Like, it makes no sense. Like, at least to me, like, absolutely no sense. Like, you keep that, like, why don't you just, like, flip, no. Whatever, I'm not here to judge. That's a lie. That's all I am here to do, exclusively. Well, we are going to be wrapping this up here pretty soon. I think I've got like a minute left of footage. There's the cursed telescope. The last room I do here is Dawn's. And like I said, I do put up some artwork for him, but now I'm like really thinking like I need to make a Bella Goth custom content artwork. Like, how have I not done that yet? How? After however many years this game's been out? 11? Man. I think I've only had it for 10 years because I'm a Mac player, if y'all didn't know. And when The Sims 4 first came out, I was devastated because it was only on Windows, PC. And I remember I was in college. I had like no money. I was working 2 jobs, going to school full time, and I was like starting to put together like a list of like laptops I could afford to buy, and it wasn't working out. And then the news came that they're gonna be making it for Mac, and I think I cried tears of joy. Quite literally. There's the artwork. It looks so bad. Don't judge me. But anyways, I'm about to send you guys off with some screenshots here. After I pop in a palm tree, here they are. Okay, maybe I'll stick around for a second. But this is the Caliente sisters home. Tell. These are my screenshots. My little videos, no, my little pictures of showing you what I did. It's so sad. It's so bleak. Look at it. Oh, man. So that bed in The Sims 2 that has like the over canopy arching thing, crazy. Their bathroom, crazy. And then here, let's check out Dawn's home. Man, absolutely wild. But with that, guys, I'm gonna leave you with these pictures here of Lothario house. I'm gonna wrap this up. Thanks for sticking with me. I had so much fun building this. Once again, maybe I'll remember to put it to the gallery so you can download it if you want. Maybe I'm a liar. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye-bye.